very good morning. Welcome back to today's session. My name is Liana Rose from CSE Cybersecurity, studying in Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. So today's subjects will be OOPS with Java, and its topic is basic principles of OOPS. What is OOP? OOP is nothing but object-oriented programming. It refers to languages that uses objects in programming. They use objects as a primary source to implement what is to happen in the code. Objects are seen by the viewer or user performing tasks you assign. Now, object-oriented programming, it aims to implement real-world entities like inheritance, data hiding, polymorphism, abstraction in programming. The main aim of OOPS is to bind together the data and functions that operate on them so that no other part of the code can access this data except that function. Now, object-oriented programming is the backbone of Java. Mastering OOPS concepts like inheritance is critical for writing scalable Java code. Coming to the basic concepts of OOP, so there are totally 6 concepts. The first one is class, then objects, data abstraction, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. So we'll learn about this in detail in the next further slides. Coming to class, what is class? So class is a user-defined blueprint or prototype in which objects are created. So it represents a set of properties or methods that are common to all objects of one type. Using classes, you can create multiple objects with the same behavior instead of writing their code multiple times. So the class declaration can include these components in order. First one, modifier. A class name can be public or private or have default access. Class name, the class name should begin with the initial letter capitalized by convention. Body, the class body is surrounded by braces. Coming to the object, what is object? An object is a basic unit of object-oriented programming, so it represents real-life entities. A typical Java program creates many objects interact by invoking methods. The objects are what perform your code. They are part of your code visible to the viewer or user. The object mainly consists of state. It is represented by the attributes of an object. It also represents the properties of an object. Behavior. It is represented by the methods of an object. It also references the response of an object to other objects. Identity. It is a unique name given to an object that enables it to interact with other objects. Coming to what is a method? A method is a collection of statements that perform specific tasks and return the result to the caller. A method can perform some specific tasks without returning anything. Methods allow us to reuse the code without retyping it, which is why there are considered time savers. In Java. Every method must be part of some class, which is different from languages like C, C++, Python. So this is an example of message passing. So this you can see from this diagram how messages are passed. Coming to the pillars of OOPS, there are 4 important pillars of OOPS. That is, first one is data abstraction. Data abstraction is a property by virtue of which only the essential details are displayed to the user. So the trivial or non-essential units are not displayed to the user. Data abstraction may also be defined as a process of identifying only the required characteristics of an object, ignoring the irrelevant details. The properties and behaviors of an object differentiated from other objects of similar type. Consider a real-life example of a man driving a car. The man only knows that pressing the accelerator will increase the car speed or applying brakes will stop the car. But he doesn't know how to press the accelerator. The speed is actually increasing. How does not he does not know about the internal mechanism of the car or the implementation of the accelerator brakes in the car. This is what abstraction is. So just imagine you're driving a car. You know where is the accelerator, where is the speed. You know how to do it, but you don't know how the accelerator works and how the brake works. You don't know the inner mechanism of car. So that's what they're meaning. So abstraction means you only know only the essential details are displayed and the non-essential details are not displayed. Coming to the second important, inheritance is a very important pillar of you. It is a mechanism in Java by which one class is allowed to inherit the features to another class. We are achieving inheritance by using extend keyword. Inheritance is also known as is-a relationship. So it consists of 3 terminologies. One is superclass, subclass, and reusability. Superclass is also called as the base class or parent class. So the class whose features are inherited is known as superclass. So they have all the features, and subclass, the class which inheritance from the base class or parent class, is called as the subclass. It is also called as derived class or extended class or child class. So subclass can add its own fields of methods in addition to the superclass fields and methods. Now let's come into the reusability. Inheritance supports the concept of reusability when we want to create a new class and there is already a class that includes some of the code that we want. We can derive our new class from the existing class. By doing this, we are reusing the fields and methods of the existing class. Coming to encapsulation. So encapsulation, it is defined as the wrapping of data and functions into a single unit. So now that is, it is a mechanism that binds together code and the data it manipulates. Another way to think about encapsulation is that protection means that prevents the data from being accessed by the code outside the shield. So it is a layer of protection for the data and functions to be seeped out of the class. Next one, technically in encapsulation, the variables or the data in a class is hidden from any other class and can be accessed only through an external member function of the class in which they are declared. In encapsulation, the data in a class is hidden from other class, which is similar to what data hiding does. So the terms encapsulation and data hiding are used interchangeably. So it can be achieved by declaring all the variables in a class as private and writing public methods in the class to set up and get the values of the variables. Now the best example for this is be a capsule. Now the capsule, inside the capsule, you have the actual medicine. Okay, the capsule acts as a protective layer, and the inside components, no one knows about its inside components. So the inside components can be considered as the data methods and the data members. Coming to the last pillar, it refers to the polymorphism. It refers to the ability of object-oriented programming to differentiate between entities with the same name efficiently. So that means a function can be used for multiple purposes. So this is done by Java with the help of signature and declaration of these entities. Now, for example, I'm using the word duck. Now, duck, it is as you all know, duck is an animal. But in coming to the cricket term, duck means you're duck out. That means without scoring a run, you've been out and you're out of the game. Coming to the types of polymorphism, there are two types of polymorphism: method overloading and method overriding. Method overloading, it is also known as compile time polymorphism. It's a concept of polymorphism where more than one method share the same name with different signature in a class. The return type of this method cannot be the same. Method overriding, also known as runtime polymorphism, concept of polymorphism where method and the child class have the same name, return type, and parameters as in parent class. So child class provides the implementation in the method already written. We reached the end of this session. Thank you so much for listening and bearing with me. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and come again for more. Bye.